At linebacker, number 45, Sam Dick. At linebacker is number 42, Quincy Moore. At front safety, number 5, Javon Taylor. And the other safety, number 21, Jaylen Harris. Our side is coached by Mike Rivard.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home. Or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, 1 website. SummitCitySports.com. Live streamed high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summit City Sports coverage of Summit Athletic Conference football. Week 7 tonight here high above Jack Weichert Stadium on the historic campus of Southside High School. It's a pleasant evening here on the south side of Fort Wayne. Game time temperature is in the upper 60s. A perfect night for football on SummitCitySports.com. Follow SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Michael Mortensen, and I will have the privilege of calling your play-by-play tonight. To my right, though, is the legend here at Southside High School, Coach Eddie Nolan.
Thank you.
A coach from the NAIA National Champions, the University of St. Francis, but also a longtime employee of Fort Wayne Community Schools at Southside. Tonight, the Archers, 0-6 on the season, face their arch rivals, the Northside Legends, 0-6 in the annual battle for the Totem Pole, a tradition that goes back all the way to 1927. So it's been a game that's been around for a long time, Coach, and we're just thrilled that you are here tonight. Sitting next to me, we were just talking before the broadcast that Coach Nolan, as the Archers come running out onto the field, Coach Nolan started as a coach for Southside in 1983, and that's the year that I came as a freshman.
Oh, no kidding. I'm getting old. I'm telling you. It's a good year. We had came in with Coach John Hester first year, and then Coach Houck was the head coach before Coach Hester.
That's
right. Coach Houck was my coach at Southside High School.
Wow.
And my brother was my football coach at Southside.
We'll have to talk about that a little later.
Oh, man, we got to talk about that later.
That had to be tough. Well, last year the Archers, they beat the Legends 14-12 for their one win during the regular season. Of course, in the sectional, they beat and surprised Leo, but they beat the Legends last year 14-12. Obviously, Southside would like to make this 2 in a row and get their first win of the season this year, as with the Legends underneath the coaching of Coach Mike Brevard. And I understand, Coach, that you had Mike Brevard at the University of St. Francis.
Yes,
is that correct?
Mike was an excellent player when he came in. I just remember when he got hurt, and he battled through some adversity to come back, and now he's coaching. It's great to see, some of the young men at St. Francis that are out and about, that are coaching and giving back to the community. So it's a great job for Mike, and I'm excited for him.
Sure. Of course, here the Archers are coached by Roosevelt Barnes.
Norfleet.
Oh, yes, you're so correct.
I played against Roosevelt Barnes. He tried to kill us before he went to Detroit Lions.
This is why you're sitting next to me, Coach.
But, you know, this game is bragging rights for me because my wife went to Northside, so she's a Redskin.
Yeah,
so.
you can't say Redskins here, my friend.
I can't say Redskins, so it's the Legends.
But you know what? That's going to be something I'm going to struggle with all night tonight as well, because you and I, when we were at Southside, you know, it's always this game against the Redskins. But, of course, they're the Legends now.
They're the Legends. And again, they have a great staff, and they're trying to get things together, try to put their season together also.
Well, then you do have Roosevelt Norfleet here. He's 6-32 overall. While that's not the best, the Archers seemingly have been generating more offense with the addition of number 17, Nickell Stephenson, as quarterback in Week 4. He's really turned things around for the Archers in offense, averaged over 200 yards per game in the passing area. What are the things that he brings to the Archers?
You know, he's a great pocket passer. He sits in the pocket well. You know, he goes to his progressions. He gets the ball out quick if he needs to, and he can be a good runner. One thing about Marquel is he's kind of boosted this offense a lot. I mean, they put up 28 points last week versus Carroll, and I think that's the most points that were scored on Carroll.
It is.
And so Southside, you know, their offense has been putting up points. So let's see if their defense can help them tonight.
And that's the thing that both squads have struggled with. Northside, they've only had 8 touchdowns, I believe, on the season, and you got to score points if you're going to win in the SAC, especially against the big boys, Snyder and Homestead, and some of the others.
You have to play your A game. Again, Southside scored first against Snyder. Again, they put up 28 points. Carroll and you know, those young men have been really working hard, you know, to get themselves where they need to be. So this is going to be an exciting game tonight.
I think so. You know, with such tradition here and both sides of the ball, you know, Southside and Northside both started in the 20s, and now the captains of both teams are going out for the ceremonial coin flip. I don't remember when it switched, but this coin flip's already taken place in the locker room. But when did that switch that it's no longer live?
You know, I don't know, because last year they were live, but I think they tried to get it out the way, you know, at the start of the game, or way before the start of the game during pregame.
You know, in this world that we live in, it's just great to see both teams shaking hands and encouraging each other before this match. It looks like Northside has won the toss, but they've elected to defer. Southside will get the ball first.
You know, as a offensive person and defensive person, you know, you look at it two ways. Offense would like to have the ball so they can see what they can produce, and defense wants to know if they can stop this team. So I think Southside is probably going to give you a big dose of number 1 tonight, Marquel Harrison. So, and then, you know, it's great to look across the sideline. I see number 7, Jalen Lockett. I coached his father here at Southside. So it's a lot of history.
Wow, to sit around the kitchen table with those kind of families where dad went to one place and son goes to another.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's grandpa and grandma's, or not grandma's, but grandpa and grandma's. While we do have a female kicker tonight for the Archers, JC is out there ready to kick tonight, not on kickoffs, but probably for PATs.
JC's the point guard for
that's
Southside's
right.
basketball team.
So, but other than that, I don't think we've had any other grandmas that have played football.
Well, I tell you what, Southside better protect her, because Coach Goodwill will have a fit if she gets in.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Now, last week, I watched Marquel, and he had 178 yards last week just in returns for the kickoffs.
Well, he's back along with, I believe, is that number 4 or is that number 15 for the Archers? It's a little hard to see with these home uniforms.
That looks like Thomas Davis.
It is Thomas Davis. Thomas Davis, a senior, was recognized before the broadcast tonight. It's senior night here at Southside, so not only is it the battle of the totem pole, but it's also senior night. So Davis brings it out to about the 29-yard line, where the Archers will take the first possession of the game, 1st and 10.
You know, senior night is so emotional. So you got your seniors. You know, one of the last few times that they get to play in that green and white, and I tell you what, I think these kids will be fired up tonight too for this game.
I agree. In the backfield for the Archers, as previously mentioned, Mahoney Harrison, and he's averaged, I believe, 4.5 yards per carry, something close to that. He's going to be next to Marquel Stevenson. Quick pitch out. Going for a trick play.
A double pass.
A double pass intended for, I believe that's number 4, Davis, but there is a flag, some dirty laundry on the play.
Well, this time they lined up in a bunch formation. They put Thomas Davis in the backfield. They lined up Marquel Harrison as the number 1 receiver, and Marquel Stevenson was the number 2 receiver, and he threw it to Thomas Davis.
Yeah, wow, it's hard to plan for that.
Yeah.
And obviously for the Legends, they must have had a little confusion because a little extracurricular activities. I believe it was roughing the passer, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, so that's definitely a good start for the Archers.
Tough penalty for the Legends, sorry.
Now Marquel Harrison, he's going to go right up the middle. He's going to be taken down by number 33, Lawrence Davis, for the Legends. Picks up maybe 1 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 with 11:30 on the clock.
Yeah, you like to see Marquel get on track, tonight, and just keep pounding the ball, but let's see how it goes.
That was a new formation, at least that I've seen. We also have a fullback, number 54. That's something I have not seen in all the games that I've called for the Archers this year.
Well, this time they had, Corey Hanna, number 51 in the backfield, who's the starting guard, so I think they tried something a little different.
Well, obviously this is a big game, means a lot to both schools. They want to have those bragging rights for the Archers. They want to win 2 totem poles in a row. And of course, Northside wants to win their first game of the year as well, wants to get that totem pole trophy back on the north side of Fort Wayne. I think we're going to have to pay attention closely tonight with all these different formations. This time, almost intercepted.
Well, they tried a screen out here to Marie Perkins, and the young man from Northside, it looked like Jalen Lockett, stepped in and almost took it away from it.
Jaylen Harris, he's the second leading tackler, I believe, for the Legends, according to Max Prep Sports. So got to be careful about that. It's now 4th and 10, and we have the Archers are in punt formation back for the Legends. I did not see his number back there. Nice punt. Gets it away, and I believe that is Lockett, who you were talking about earlier. He gets gobbled up, maybe picks up a couple yards on the return.
That was good coverage by Eric Winborn on that play to kind of slow him down. Northside had 10 people in the line, and they went after him. So Javier did a great job. Javier Pedros did a great job getting that ball off. Good job.
So now we'll see who the quarterback is for the Legends. Looks like it's going to be number 5, Javon Taylor. He's a senior. He's not even listed on the depth chart as the quarterback, so that's kind of an interesting move. And handoff, I believe that's to fumble on the play, picked up and scattered down the left-hand side by number 16, Brandon Eldridge.
Did we get a touchdown?
I think it's going to be just shy of the end zone, but oh my goodness.
Well, I tell you what, Southside really swarmed on that play. the second person came in and made the contact, jarred that ball out, and Brandon Eldridge, first time playing football, senior, picked it up and ran it for a touchdown.
You know, I've seen a lot of Brandon on the basketball team for the Archers, and he's just a great kid and a great athlete. He's been leading the Archers in sacks on the season. So he got in there, made a big pop, and
he's a great addition to Southside's defense, and he's a hard-working young man. Is that JC kicking?
I can't see the number, but with that, the Archers score first on the big fumble recovery by Brandon Eldridge, and he must have got the ball in to the end zone. I didn't actually see.
He kind of made a last effort dive right there towards the end, and that kick was by Ben Marseilles, number 29.
So at 10:04 of the game, it's now 7-0. The Archers getting the start that they wanted on the big pop on Lockett, the Legends running back. And Brandon Eldridge scampered down about, I think that was about 30 yards for the touchdown. What an exciting night for Brandon Eldridge.
That's a great job. Again, that's Brandon's first year playing football for a senior, and I'm proud of him.
What an exciting night for senior night to get your first touchdown there.
Well, he told me today he was going to try to get 2 sacks or so.
Do you think he'll take you think he'll take 2 sacks for a fumble recovery and a touchdown?
I think he'll take the fumble recovery for a touchdown any day.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Northside. I mean, again, Southside swarmed, and they had maybe 7 guys run that football on that.
Now Pedrosa is going to just high end-over-end kick. It's fumbled, but number 17, Aaron Jackson, he falls on it at about the 30-yard line, where the Northside Legends will take over 1st and 10, see if they can get a little momentum here on their side. Once again, new quarterback, Javon Taylor. He's a senior, 5'9", 178 pounds. We have 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. And it's a quick handoff to Ethan Williams. Ethan Williams is the leading running back. He's going to get a first down and more, get it out to about the 40-yard line.
That was a great run. Young man took a nice shot and kept his feet moving and picked up an extra 5 yards.
You know, Coach, something I noticed in the Northside game earlier in the year is how close the quarterback is to the running back. I've not seen that in other places.
Well, it's the form of a pistol. I think they just got the alignment is a little bit different. I don't know if that's good for the mesh or not, but I know that's the first time I've seen the back that close.
Sure. Well, I know that in the Wayne game, Northside came within 8 points of catching Wayne after they scored 27 points in the first quarter. And they went to that formation a lot and that ball control. Now the quarterback for the Legends can take it out. It's going to be ripped down by number 14. That's Kayshawn Bass. He's one of the leading tacklers for the Archers.
Yeah, Kayshawn did a great job of wrapping him up, and Eric Winborn came through and finished him off. Now we got 3rd and short.
With 8:53 on the clock here in the first quarter in Archer territory. Taylor pitches it out, this time to number 6, Antrell Franklin. Looks like he's going to pick up a first down.
That's a good job. It's a little RPO, run-pass option, and the quarterback did a good job of getting the ball out here to the flats. Again, Southside's got to make those tackles, you know, when they get up there. They got to make those tackles.
Two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. Quick handoff to Williams right up the middle, and again, just puts his head down and picks up maybe 6-7 yards on the play.
Well, what I'm seeing Northside doing now is trying to keep that quarterback in second and short, third and short, and they're doing a good job of running the ball right up Southside.
Looks like we have a new running back into the game, freshman, number 22, Kenneth Ware. Immediately behind Taylor. Taylor's going to throw it off to the other side, intended for number 4, R.J. Armstrong, but it's going to go over his head.
Tough throw by the quarterback. I mean, there's nobody open in the flats. Southside's young man was underneath that coverage and did an excellent job.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 4, ball at the 38, 7:55 left here in the quarter at Southside High School on this beautiful night. Michael Mortensen alongside with Coach Eddie Nolan from the University of St. Francis calling tonight's action for you. Coach, you have a big game tomorrow. Looks
Yes.
like Northside's going to call a timeout. You have a big game tomorrow with St. Francis traveling down to Marion, I believe.
Yes, we play tomorrow down in Annapolis at 6 o'clock. It's a rivalry game for us, and probably always a great game for us, period.
And the University of St. Francis is ranked number 1, and I think Marion is either ranked 8th or 11th, something like that.
8th in the country. And again, they're coming after us, and you know, everybody's coming after us. You know, being number 1,
sure,
you have a bullseye on your chest. So we're up for that challenge. You know, our kids are excited to play this game, and it's gonna be a great game tomorrow.
On north side now with 3rd down and 4 with the ball at the 38. They have 2 receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near side. Looks like man-to-man coverage. Taylor hands it off quickly to Williams, who comes in on the right side. Wow.
Nice hit.
Big hit. Question is he going to get a 1st down? It looks close,
short.
but
he's short by a yard.
Yep. Wow.
That was a good hit. Bass and this young man, that was a good collision.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to do a quick hurry up. I'm looking for a quarterback sneak or maybe a quarterback bootleg.
Taylor has Williams behind. Oh, it looks like there's going to be offsides. Well, but the whistle don't blow, and there's another fumble on the play. The Archers are claiming it's their ball. Didn't that look like there was someone offsides on the Archers?
Well, the guard jumped for Northside. Southside came offsides. The quarterback thought that he was going to blow a flag or blow it dead, and then all of a sudden he took off running and fumbled.
But they're going to change over on downs anyways. And so for the Legends are stopped on their first 2 possessions, and the Archers are going to take over 1st and 10 with 7:44 left here in the first quarter. Marquel Stevenson hands it off to Marquel Harrison, who tries to find some blockers, and he's just going to get sandwiched down.
They got to hold their blocks a little longer for Southside. I know somebody's helmet came off. They're anchored in there by big number 72.
Dakota Alt.
He is a strong young man and physical nose tackle in there.
Here, Marquel Harrison doesn't look too happy. It looks like maybe with his helmet being ripped off, maybe wanted a penalty. So 2nd down and 9. Oh, looks Northside's going to be called for jumping offsides. So that's going to give 5 yards to the Archers. The ball's going to be placed just past the 40-yard line of the Archers. So it'll be 2nd down and 6.
And those mistakes for Northside, those are mistakes that you can't have. You got to be disciplined. You don't want to jump off sides. Now you put Southside 2nd and short.
As a coach, how do you help kids not do that kind of thing?
Well, you have to have a lot of running sessions.
Oh, almost intercepted by number 23, Brandon Williams of the Legends.
You just have to have discipline.
Yeah.
And part of that is, you just got to be disciplined. You got a guy on the line. He's got to watch the football.
Nickell Stephenson definitely has a strong arm. Sometimes doesn't always go where he wants it, but
Yes.
He's a first-year football player, is he not?
He played his freshman year and didn't play his sophomore year. I think he moved to Indianapolis his sophomore year and he came back, but he does have a good arm. But again, he can hurt you by running the ball, so it looked like we may have had a hold.
Oh, he's going to be dragged down out of play, but you're right. There's some dirty laundry about the 40-yard line, and looks like that's probably going to be a hold, I'm guessing, on the Archers. It was 3rd down and 5, so the officials are conferring.
Yeah, Northside has a decision. Do they want to decline the penalty or do they want to take them back? If they take them back, they get field position.
Sure.
They give Southside another play.
Which field position at this level is really important.
Really important.
It is going to be against the Archers, and with them marching off, I believe, 10 yards, I think that's a hold.
Yes. Well, now it's 3rd and 15, so Southside's got to come up with a play. Hopefully, I mean, you might see a draw or a screen here.
So 6:57 left here in the first quarter. The Archers are up over their arch rival, the Northside Legends, 7-0. Green goes into motion, 2 receivers left and right. Stevenson, he's going to hand it off. You talked about a draw. Marquel Harrison looking for a block.
We got back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's going to be 4th down and 15, or 4th down and 10, excuse me. And so we'll see if the Archers will send in their punter. It appears that they're going to do that, even though I haven't seen the punter go out there.
I have not seen the punter. There he is. He's running on late. He's got time. It's about 18 seconds on the clock. So, but they're coming after him. I hope they're prepared for this.
Oh, he's fumbled, and it's going to be picked up by the Legends, number 21, Jaylen Harris.
Unfortunate for Southside, mishandled punt. Matter of fact, he dropped it, and again, they still think he was ready when he got on the field.
Yeah. Well, Jaylen Harris has already had his name mentioned a couple times, and you talk about field position. To have that ball now at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, those are turnovers that Southside can't afford to have this part of the game.
So,
that may have given them a little momentum.
So right now we have one fumble for Southside and one fumble for Northside. Oh, this is an interception. I think that's Gerald Little.
Yes,
He's going on the right-hand side. Can he beat the blocker? The quarterback
saved the day.
Yeah, the quarterback saved the day. It was 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
And
well, he threw that high pass in there, right there in the middle of the field, and it was tipped. And Gerald just happened to be there. He said he was going to get interception.
I bet you hear a lot of stuff during the day.
Yeah,
But Gerald Little comes up big, returns that ball to the 48-yard line. So just like that, the Archers are back in business, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Northside's had a couple turnovers that's hurt them. One of them has put points on the board. So Southside is this is a dangerous position for them. We got a switch route.
Stevenson going deep. Intended receiver, Tajon Smiley Tabron, but overthrows.
You see the strength of Michael's arm.
Yep.
That was a nice thrown ball. Just overthrew the receiver just a little bit.
Just an amazing athlete. Can play the point guard position for the Archers and can put the pads on and the knee pads and go out there and throw the ball like he just did.
I think his last basketball game, he had 30 points.
Yeah.
So he's an athlete. He can play.
And he's only a junior.
Yes.
So now we have 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Looks like Marquel Harris in the backfield. It's going to be handed off. He's going to scamper to the right-hand side. Can he break the corner? He does. He's going down the right-hand side. 10-5, touchdown, Southside Archers.
Kind of an unfortunate play for Southside because we got a flag here, and it looks like it's going to come back.
Oh, boy.
Had a holding out there on the perimeter. But you saw the speed of Marquel Harrison. He was able to take that the distance. Again, he was on my 4x1. You know, him and Thomas Davis, Greg Humphreys. There's our 4x1 that went to state this year.
You know, I was so excited to see him scampering down the right-hand side. I didn't see the dirty laundry on the field. So, once again, Coach, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being the bearer of bad news.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That was unfortunate for him. That was a great run. I hate to see that come back, but Southside's got to keep their hands in, and they got to block. They got to block without holding.
Yeah, that's right. And for you Northside fans out there, we're going to try to call this as equal as we can. We appreciate you tuning in tonight to this live broadcast. Stevenson fakes the handoff. He now heads off to the right-hand side, scampers out of bounds, going to pick up about 10 yards and bring up 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4, I believe.
You know, Northside, I mean, even though that Southside's had a couple big plays here, you know, Northside is not giving up. They're fighting, and those young men are getting after the quarterback, and they're flushing him out of the pocket a few times.
Yeah, and that's I mean, we want a good game here tonight with no injuries.
No injuries, and a few flags.
So 2 receivers left and right. Marquel Harrison in the backfield. It's going to be handed off to him. He's going to come here to the near side. He could go to the house this time. 10-5, touchdown. You see any laundry on the field?
I don't see anything this time. That was a legitimate touchdown there. Again, at the 5-yard line, you see Marquel throw a tackler off, and just shows you the strength that he has in his legs. That was an excellent run.
Marquel Harrison's only 5'9", and that's soaking wet, but yet he's 190 pounds, and it would be interesting to see what his body fat weight is, because I mean, he is just so strong.
Yes, he's got he has a strong pair of legs.
Here we go with the extra point, and it's good.
Good job, man.
So now, with 5:23 left in the first quarter, the Archers are up 14-0 over their rivals, the Northside Legends.
Well, that was a good job of Southside getting back up in there and running the ball. Marquel did a great job of, you know, running that read option and giving it to Marquel. So
that again has to be one of the longest runs of the year. I know they've had some 70-yard pass completions for the Archers, but I think that has to be one of the longest runs of the year for Marquel.
That was he probably had one longer when they played Northrop. I think it was probably close to 80 yards.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that. That's the game that I believe he had over 300 yards of all-purpose yards.
Yes, great job.
So now back for the Legends, we have number 17, Aaron Jackson. He's the deep man. And Pedrosa with the gold shoes is going to kick it away. 5:23 left here in the first quarter.
Got down to the 15-yard line. Ooh, nice hit.
The Archers are there almost immediately. Maybe it gets 6 or 7 on the return.
Good tackle by number 26.
Number 26 would be Marquel Figs for the Archers. So the ball is going to be placed at the 27-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10. Taylor, the quarterback for the Legends. Quick handoff right up the middle, but the Archers are there to stuff it.
Again, that's Brandon Eldridge on the stop. Now, Brandon, I watched him today. Strong young man. He's strong.
He is.
Just picked him up and kind of tossed him back. But, you know, from north side, I wouldn't panic. I mean, you don't have to because,
sure,
you know, north side has moved the ball.
Yep.
You know, just maybe a couple turnovers here and there has put 14 for South, but
and some penalties.
And some penalties, but north side again, that's good 5-yard run on second down. It gives them third and about maybe 5 or 6.
So 4:30 left here in the first quarter. How challenging is that? I mean, I don't believe that Taylor has even played a game as quarterback, and then the 7th game of the year comes in.
Yeah, I know that Northside's had a few injuries here, and I think this young man is actually just now getting an opportunity to learn the position, and you know, he's showing you know a little poise here and there tonight. Just you know, for a first-time starting quarterback, I think last week, he's trying his best. And now they got to punt the ball here with 4th and 4.
With 3:49 left, the Archers are going to have Marquel Harris back deep along with number 2, Eric Winborn. Little interesting sidebar here. Hayden Jones, the punter for the Legends, is the son of the brand new athletic director for the Archers.
Good job of getting that punt off.
Nice job. Marquel Harrison's going to take it at the 35. Going to get back to about the 40 where he's going to be driven out of bounds.
Good coverage by Northside on that punt. Again, Marquel had maybe, 178 yards last week in returns. I think he had 200 and some yards all-purpose with 12 carries for 39 yards last week and 178.
That's a great ball game.
Yes.
So the ball's at the 43, and the Archers up already, 14 to nothing. Have the ball, 1st and 10. Look at the far side. You have Everett Merritt, number 22, the leading receiver for the Archers, and you have 2 receivers then here on the near side. Stevenson.
They didn't start the field clock.
They didn't. You're right. Stevenson keeps the ball. You're going to bring it out to midfield, just shy of the 50-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 4. Only you, Coach, would notice that they didn't start the 25-second clock.
To look at the clock.
You want to tell the referee?
Yeah, I'm going to whistle down to him because you got to get this clock moving. Again, you know, Southside with 2 minutes. I'm looking for a pass here, something deep. Oh.
This time he hands it off. This time to Olds, number 34, and he's going to get a 1st down and a few extra yards.
Good run.
So the ball is going to be placed at the 46 of the Legends. 1st down and 10.
And that helps Marquel a little bit, get a couple, you know, get some wind here and there, and you know, just come off a punt return, and then now you get Daniel to get him in the game and help him. And
so again, 2 receivers to the far side. One, you got Everett Merritt here. The fullback is in there again. This time, I believe that's Olds again on the carry. There is a late flag that comes flying in.
Well, it looked like we had unsportsmanlike.
The Archers are clapping.
The official motion number 54 off the field.
What would that mean? Does that mean that as soon as you get a penalty called on you for unnecessary roughness, you have to go off for the next play? Is that correct?
He ejected him.
Oh, wow.
He ejected him. I watched him motion him off the field. I don't know what happened a little bit after the play. I think he threw a punch at the center.
Oh, my. Well, That player is now on the other sideline on the bench. His head is in his hand, so he knows that that infraction was something big. And, of course, in this game, that's something that he obviously is going to be disappointed in himself.
Yes. And there's no use for that right there with football. You have to keep your composure and keep your cool.
15-yard penalty, and again, 2:09.
But a penalty like that puts Southside in great field position. Now they're on the positive 28-yard line, and with 2 minutes to go in the game, he's going to throw a deep offside ball.
Looks like it's going to be a jump ball, but it's going to go over the head of Everett Merritt there on the far side. Boy, Everett Merritt, he's a gifted athlete as well.
He's a gifted athlete. He played basketball, I think,
he did.
Last year, I think he had tore his meniscus last year. So
he did.
Just to see him out for football is great.
Everett Merritt, he played JV for most of the year, and then he came up to the varsity level, but he was scoring 25 points or more in all the games that he was playing in JV, so he's definitely a gifted athlete. Stevenson, he's going to hand it this time off to Olds, and number 42 for the Legends. That's Quincy Moore. He's going to stop him and drive him back. The Archers are going to lose some yardage on that play. The ball's going to be placed at the 31-yard line with 1:34 left here in the quarter.
Again, Northside they're tough inside. I mean, they're linebackers, and again they're making things tough for Southside, trying to run up inside.
Marquel Harrison deep in the backfield. Stevenson looking. Now he's going to throw it. Ooh, what a risky pass.
He was trying to touch past that one, and to Omar Jackson.
Yep.
And almost threw an interception.
He would have almost been better to send the receiver farther and to throw it farther. But now it's 4th down and 14. Earlier in the year, the Archers tried 4 field goals. I'm not sure. I think that was against Northrop.
Yeah, it was against Northrop, and I think he missed.
He missed all 4. They were all close, but the Archers appear to be going for it unless there's a timeout. There is a timeout called on the play.
Well, they just need 15 yards. I mean, that's 14 yards. So hopefully they have a conversion tool for this down. So I don't know if it's kind of risky or not, but it's 2-down territory. They made it 2-down territory or 4-down territory. So hopefully Southside has a play. Look for maybe a draw or a screen also.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Summit City Athletic Conference football here on SummitCitySports.com. You can follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. You can like us on Facebook, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Quick question. I think when they ejected that number 54 from the game, do they have to go in the locker room, don't they?
I believe it was number 52.
52.
And I saw that he was walking around the track, so I think that happened.
Wow.
We also want to thank one of our sponsors, our leading sponsor in Summit City, not only for Summit City Sports, but in many things here, Parkview Sports Medicine. They have their trainers here on the sidelines. They're just an outstanding organization that Tommy Scheckler directs, and we appreciate Parkview Sports Medicine. Now 4th and 14. Stevenson going to be chased, it looks like Taylor.
That interception?
It's just like a punt, though. And he says that he was out of bounds by the official.
But it's turned over on downs.
It would have been better for the Archers if they would have ruled that he was in bounds.
Yes.
So if you're a coach, you coach your player, and you're that close, just drop it. Throw that ball down.
Yeah, get the interception. You want to get the interception.
But the ball's now going to be turned over on downs with 1:02. We'll have to see if the Legends can pull something out of the hat. They're down 14-0. And the Southside faithful, Section K, is beating on their drums or buckets or whatever they have, making a lot of noise down below us. Taylor's going to hand it off, and right up the middle is number 22.
Well, we end up with a new quarterback, number 1.
Oh, yeah. Alex Holiday Robinson. His position listed is running back. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Again, Northside is still able to run the ball well. Again, they've been in second and short a lot tonight.
So 2nd and 4, ball at the 37, quick handoff. This time off the right-hand side. And he kept his feet running, number 22 for the Legends.
Well, he had a great hard run. Number 22 kept his feet moving. It's like their 3rd and maybe 2. 3rd and 1.
Kenneth Ware, he's a freshman. What valuable playing time to have a freshman go in there and pick up some nice yards for you. They're actually going to call that a first down.
Oh, good job.
They're moving the chains. So now you have a new quarterback in Alex Holiday Robinson, sophomore. Behind him, I believe that's number 2, Ethan Williams, and that's going to end the first quarter here at Southside High School with the Southside Archers up 14-0.
Good, great half for great quarter for Southside. Two of their points, 14 of their points off a turnover.
We're going to turn things over to our sponsors here to give thanks for their coverage of tonight's game and Parkview Sports Medicine.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
And here we are back at Southside's Jack Weichert Stadium. He was the principal, I believe, when you were a student and when I was a student.
Yes, he was my principal.
He and Mr. Block.
Yes. Mr. Block, yeah, Mr. Boland.
Yep. Press Brown, the athletic
Press
director back in the day.
Yep.
Williams going to get back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps. So 2nd and 8 at the 43. I'm Michael Mortensen. I'm here with Eddie Nolan, one of the coaches for the national champion University of St. Francis.
Well, we have trips down here now, so let's see if Northside's going to kind of open up and throw the ball. 2nd and 9.
Quick hand. Oh, play action. Oh, intercepted. And coming down the right-hand side, number 2 for the Archers. Going to get driven out of bounds. That's Eric Winborn.
Are they calling it a touchback? We had a flag.
There's a flag at the 25-yard line, but Winborn was right there. Took it in about the 40, 45-yard line, came back on the right-hand side. The officials are conferring. What do you think that might be, Coach?
Yeah, it looked like he was calling it a touchback. Hopefully that he calls it out of bounds on the 1-yard line.
It seemed to me, I mean, yes, he did lose the ball, but I thought he was out of bounds by then.
That's what I thought. I know he tried to get in there and dive, but they're taking it back to the 20. I know it was at a penalty with that also, so.
I'll have to watch to see. I'll have to trust.
They called it touchback.
So in other words, they're saying Winborn fumbled the
ball.
And the Northside Legends.
Recovered.
Wow.
That was a great effort by Eric. He told me again today he was getting an interception, but Yeah, did a great job of running. I think, you know, he just probably should have went out of bounds, and had he not fumbled, you know, in the end zone, I think they would have, Southside would have had the ball at like a 5-yard line or 2-yard line.
So now we've got 3, I believe that's 3 turnovers for the Archers and 2 for the Legends. Oh, great tackle coming up from the middle for the loss. Did you see, Coach, who that was?
Brandon Eldridge.
Was that Brandon Eldridge?
Yes.
Wow, what a game that young man is having.
He's having a great game.
Already picked up 1 fumble and scored a touchdown, had some big hits, and
he's a hard young man to block tonight. He's doing a great job.
So once again,
that was a stunt, and he went untouched. I think the tackle stepped out and allowed him to go right between him to make that big hit.
Boy, he gave him a big hug and put him down.
Yeah, he did.
Holiday Robinson is going to keep holding the ball. Is going to be taken down. Again, he's going to pick up maybe 4 on the play.
Tell you what, he took a nice hit on that play. I hope he's okay. I see him adjusting his helmet.
Sam Knight was in on the tackle for the Archers. He's a junior. So it's 3rd down, 9:53 here in the second quarter. Now play action. Oh, taken down.
Brandon Eldridge.
Brandon Eldridge again. He got that sack he told you about.
Yeah, he told me he was going to get that.
He's a man of his word, I guess, Coach.
Man of his word.
So the ball's at the 17-yard line. It's 4th and 13.
I wouldn't be surprised if Southside goes after this. Especially being this low. But it looks like they might be trying to go after it. One man was uncovered out there.
They do have 2 back.
Oh, should be.
And a Northside.
Fake.
Jones. Oh! Just like that. Hayden Jones, who also is a backup quarterback, he threw a spiral.
Great throw.
To number 11, Deshaun Boyd. Talk about a gutsy play.
That is a gutsy play.
Wow. With the ball at the 17-yard line, and now the Archers are going to take over 1st and 10.
Northside, you don't have anything to lose. And so, they're going to put out all the stops. So you got to look for stuff like either a trick play or going for 4th down. But, man, if you don't make it, you give Southside field position.
Oh, yeah. They might feel like they got fortunate that they didn't give up a touchdown on that last interception. Marquel goes right in the middle.
Again, Northside's defense is being stingy. That number 42, and their linebackers are doing a great job inside. They're making it difficult for Southside.
Quincy Moore is the defender that you mentioned.
That was a tough run for him.
Nickell Stephenson gets the play, comes in, has 12 seconds left on the play clock. It seemed to me as if I thought the official had stopped the play clock, and touchdown. That looks like Marquel Harris then. Is that correct?
That looks.
Marion Green
yes.
With the big, the catch.
Yes, nice little slant post to Marion. Great play, left him wide open.
So Macias is in for the extra point with the Archers up 20-0. Archers quick strike.
Yes, that's the chance that you take when you gamble a little bit on 4th down, and You know, again, if they probably would have punted, they would have had the ball down here. But, you know, just to take that chance. And, you know, Southside has a good arm. They can score. They proved last week that they can score.
Will be interesting. Last week, the Archers got 28 points against the Carroll Chargers. Will they be able to surpass what they did last week?
You know, Southside put up 28 points, and I think, oh,
almost blocked, but it's good for Macias.
They put up 28 points, and they just got tired, I think, in that game.
Yeah. So with 8:07 here on the clock, this in the second quarter, the Archers are now up 21-0. We're going to take just a brief timeout to give one of our sponsors, Parkview Sports Medicine, thanks for what they do for us each and every week. So once again, thank you, Parkview Sports Medicine, for your partnership and your support of SummitCitySports.com.
Beautiful baby, you're sweeter than strawberry pie. Just like the morning, your smile brings the sunshine.
For you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Here we are again on SummitCitySports.com with the Southside Archers leading 21-0 versus the Northside Legends, their arch rivals. Pedrosa's going to drive it deep, and I think that might be a touchback. It is.
Great job of putting that in the end zone.
Lockett was there to try to pick it up, seemed disappointed, but the ball's going to come out where the Legends will take and try to get their first points of the game. They're down by 21 with 8:07 here in the half.
You know, Northside, I mean, I've noticed something about Northside. Even though they're down 21 points, the young men were hustling on and hustling off the field. They can still get in this game if they can get a strike here and get a touchdown, you know, if they can eliminate the turnovers.
Yep. That's exactly what they did against Wayne just 3 weeks ago and got within 8 points. Nice run up the middle by, I believe that's Lockett, and taken down, but he does pick up a first down. That's number 22, Kenneth Ware. I apologize. Kayshawn Bass was the Archer who made that tough hit.
But Northside got a great block by number 41, Austin Chapman. He's a freshman.
Wow.
And he stepped inside and got a great block on the linebacker.
Now this time, handoff again to Ware. There is a penalty. Flag thrown into the mess.
We may got a hold on that one there.
I believe that's going to be on Northside, Coach. So does it look like that's going to be a hold on the Legends, Coach?
Yes. Normally in that position where he threw the flag, I saw the hold. I was hoping that he didn't call it.
That's,
you just can't lay on him. Once you make that block, you can't lay on him.
Just as you were saying earlier, Coach, penalties and turnovers, name of the game. You can't do it. And
you know, field position. That's the key, because every time that they've gotten a penalty or it's taken them back, and you know they've not been able to get crossed.
Now it's 1st and 22 from the 22. A lot different than 2nd and 5.
Yes.
Northside has Alex Holiday Robinson as their quarterback. He's going to do a play action going off the right side, looking way downfield. Kind of a jump ball by both players.
on that play, the receiver was wide open. The quarterback just didn't have strong enough arm to get it to him.
Yep.
But, I mean, again, they're still fighting and they're still working hard.
Yep.
So.
Well, and Alex Robinson's only a sophomore. I haven't seen him play quarterback yet this season.
Okay.
So just like in the first quarter, Javon Taylor was the quarterback, and I'm sure the coach Brevard is just trying to do anything to spark his offense.
Yes, another penalty.
This time offsides on the receiver on the far side. That's going to be another 5 yards. So just on this drive alone, that's 15 costly yards.
Yes.
And it's going to be 2nd and 27 from the 17.
Well, when you look at Northside, I'm looking at number 41, Austin Chapman. He stepped in and made some nice blocks in there. He's a freshman. They're trying to build a team, and they have to use their freshmen, but you're seeing some talent on both sides, but I'm seeing talent on Northside's team, and
sure,
he's trying to rebuild and help them grow.
Now looking, oh, he almost got waxed. Oh, two archers collide, and two are a little woozy down there. One went up for the ball, and he was hit by his fellow teammate.
Well, they've got to communicate. If they were to communicate it, but I'm glad they both got up and they're okay.
So that's the former quarterback, Omar Jackson, and number 2, Eric Winborn. Winborn almost had his second interception.
He told me he was getting 2 today, so.
Almost had it. And just before the quarterback, Robinson, threw that ball, he was in the sights, I believe, of Brandon Eldridge again.
Yes. Brandon's making him throw a lot sooner, but tell you what, they're still fighting. I don't know, you got to play for 3rd and 27, so. Yeah.
What are you going to call, Coach, on this one?
Maybe a draw or a screen or a simple run. I mean, there's nobody in the middle of the field for Southside, so you expect maybe, and they've been trying to get there.
Now, the Archers almost got Johnson. Now he's going to go down the right-hand side. He just steps out of bounds.
Yes. That was a safe play for Northside. Get the ball out and get a punt. Hopefully we don't do another fake punt here.
It will be 4th down and a long ways.
Eric is okay. Winburn is back there to catch a punt, so I'm glad he didn't get hurt.
Yep. Once again for the Legends, number 15, Hayden Jones. I mentioned earlier that Hayden Jones' dad is the new athletic director here at Southside.
Yes. Steve Jones is a great addition to Southside.
Appreciated his energy and enthusiasm when he came up here before the game.
I like the snacks he left up.
Yeah, me too. Haven't had any. Just in case my wife is listening. But the ball goes out of bounds at the just shy of the ball. The tip of the ball is at the 40.
Yes.
So with 7:03 left in the half, with the Archers up 21-0, the Archer offense will see if they can muster some more points.
Again, 21 points, 3 touchdowns. I mean, I remember our first football game at Southside High School. We were playing DeWinger. We were down 21-0 at half. Came back and win the game.
And that was the first game here at Jack Weichert Stadium. And the quarterback, Marquel Stevenson, good thing he brought that ball in, because it looked like the ball was kind of hanging out there when the Northside Legends defensive back came in there and took him down.
Well, the running back went the wrong way. So when he had the fake, he held the ball for the fake. The running back went the wrong way. And tell you what, Northside's defensive line, they're doing a great job of getting after the quarterback.
Right there in the middle.
Yes. And they're making it tough for Southside to run up inside.
Got 3 receivers split out here to the right. Now Stevens is going to have to tuck it and go. There is a flag.
Well, I think we have a hold on that one again. Southside's line they're putting pressure on them, and Northside is getting after it.
Looks like Northside has good size up the middle.
They do. They have really good size. Again, it's anchored by Dakota, and I'm seeing some young men in there also with Quincy Moore. You know, you look at 6'1", 175, and you got Dakota in there that's 6'3", 250.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know.
So now it's just kind of opposite of what happened here to Northside. Southside's had penalties. They've given up a sack. Now they have a long 2nd and 32. And Stevenson's going to have to perhaps air it out unless they decide to go safe route. This time they hand it off to Marquel Stevenson. It looks like he was going to throw it there for a moment, but he keeps it tucked down, and he's going to be brought down about the 30-yard line.
You know, if they could just, you know, when you get 2nd and 32, you just try to get a little bit. You don't try to get all of it. And Southside with Marquel, you know, some of their best runs have been outside on the perimeter instead of trying to run up the middle, trying to get him out of the pocket and get him upfield.
Well, what Northside has done tonight up the middle, I would think if I was the coach for Southside, I'd be sending a lot of things outside.
Trying to get away from that defensive line. I'm looking at number 48, Taylor. He's screen
play right up the middle, but the number 22 for Northside, Kenneth Ware, the running back, but this time playing on defense, he snuffs that out, and it's going to be 4th down and 24 with the ball at 26, with the time still clicking away at 5 minutes left here in the half.
Tell you what, they even the middle linebackers, Sam Dick, number 45, they're really stout inside. So
Sam Dick is the leading tackler for the Legends, according to Max Prep Sports. Pedrosa is going to kick it away, and here comes the Legends. Whoa! Wow. How did he get that ball away?
He's lucky.
Wow.
He just missed it. I think if he extended his arms a little bit, that would have been blocked.
Ball was taken in by Jalen Lockett, whose daddy went to Southside.
Yes.
Did his dad play with you here at South, or you coached him?
I coached him here at Southside. Terry, he was a good track athlete and a good football player. And his son is actually following his footsteps.
That's exciting. Well,
2 different players, you know, but Jalen is an excellent athlete, a good hurdler, and his father was a good track athlete. It's good to see, you know, when you get your offspring step up.
That's correct. When you think about families, I think of the Nolan family and how many people you had through the years go to Southside, and once again the Archer defense right there.
You know, my brother was in '67 graduated from Southside, and I was able to come over here and be the ball boy here at Southside. And then my niece Kyra, she played soccer here and also was a soccer coach.
And you had some amazing track athletes in your family too.
Kathy Tyree, Gloria, Thomas Tyree, and Lynn Tyree. So, you know, my sister and my sister-in-law had Donovan Clark.
Sure.
Malcolm Wilson played football, and my brother's son, Daniel, and then my son played here. Played basketball and football.
Now, didn't Kathy Tyree graduate in the early 80s?
Early 80s. She's probably one of the only females to be in the Hall of Fame for basketball and track at Purdue.
I think she ran along with Dee Dee Nathan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Heptathlon athlete.
Heptathlon, and you had her sister Gloria that was actually coaching, and Gloria also ran track at Michigan State.
How about that? Wow, what a great family. Pass is complete to number 4, R.J. Armstrong. And he's going to pick up, looks like about 6 yards on that play. It's going to be, actually, the scoreboard says 5 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Ball at the Archers, 48, 3:21 left here in the first half.
One thing you're seeing with Southside is when that ball gets out of that quarterback's hand, that defense is flying. They're flying to the football.
Southside's always been known for its speed. So now 3 receivers to the far side, and Alex Holiday Robinson comes in, now goes back out.
Well, we're seeing Southside press a little bit.
He's going to be chased down and taken down, this time by number 57 for the Archers.
Isaac Johnson. He's we had him on a visit to St. Francis last week, and Isaac's is a great young man also. When you got Brandon Eldridge and Isaac Johnson out there, I tell you what, it's difficult to do anything with those 2 guys coming after you.
Isaac Johnson, he comes off the field, has a little celebration, and boom, right back out there with 4th down and 7. And being down 21 points, they're going to call the Archers, I believe, for being offsides or entering in the neutral zone.
Yes, and again, that's some of the penalties that you can't have.
When the player did it, he took his left hand and popped himself up in the helmet. Yes. He knew that was not a smart play. So it's now going to be 4th and 2 at the 45. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. They're trying to draw the Archers off sides. And finally, they're going to call timeout.
Timeout field called by Northside High School.
Now, the ideal thing for Northside would be to punt the ball and pin Southside down inside the 10, and then hopefully try to play defense to get the ball back at midfield.
Well, now the official, I don't know what he was doing, but he just picked up his flag out of his waist and he threw it on the field. So I don't know if
too many people on the field, or
I don't know. It's when all the officials came to the middle of the field, he pulls out his the dirty laundry. Maybe he was just demonstrating.
I hope he is.
That's one of the jobs that I had here at Southside, was taking care of the officials.
No kidding.
That was always interesting at halftime to hear them talk about the game from an official standpoint.
Yes.
So he put that dirty laundry right back in his pocket, and here we are, 4th and 2, 2:10 left here in the half here at Southside High School. Quick handoff right up the middle, and it's going to be a first down for number 22, Ware.
You know, Northside doesn't have anything to lose. That's a gutsy call, but, you know, again, they're going to be aggressive offensively, and they've been able to run up inside on Southside here and there. They can't get outside of Brandon Eldridge and Isaac Johnson.
Here we have man in motion, taps the center, and hands it off once again to Ware. He's going to be drugged down by 2 or 3 Archers. They're on the Archers' right side, and that's Brandon Eldridge.
Getting up slow. I think Northside has maybe 1 timeout left. We got about 1 minute and 33 seconds, so maybe look for a quick strike here.
That would be a great momentum boost for the Legends going into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, but then we get another penalty from Northside. Again, the receivers should not jump off sides. They don't have a snap count. They can see that ball being snapped, and there's no reason for that right there.
Just so hard to see that, especially as a coach, I'm sure.
Yes.
And yet, you know, there's still young players out there learning their trade.
You know, those guys do it on Sunday also.
Yeah, that's true.
They do it on Sunday. And they do it on Saturday. So, you know, we're going to have some mistakes, especially when you have a young team.
And Northside's going to call another timeout. During this timeout, I want to just tell you a little bit about the history of the totem pole. And it's quite an interesting story that goes back all the way to 1927, I believe. Wow. It's the legend of the totem pole. It began in 1950. Or Northside and Southside have been playing since 1927, but the legend of the totem pole goes back to 1950. Rutherford Smuts, who was then the Redskin cheerleading sponsor, was traveling through Michigan and came to a trading post that was selling miniature totem poles. He then had the idea to make the totem pole as the symbol of victory between Northside and Southside. He paid $15 for the trading post owner to carve a totem pole 3 times the size of what he was selling. And then in 1995, Northside's Industrial Tech Department created the chain of medallions that hang around the totem pole. Each year, the victor earns the right to add their medallion to the chain. The totem pole then resides in the winner's trophy case. And with Southside's win last year, 14-12 over the Legends, that totem pole is in the Southside athletic director's office at this time. Of course, it's probably made its way out here to the field someplace underneath the stadium.
Here. It's good to keep it here at Southside.
Right over the middle. Oh, and Jones almost with the big catch. Hayden Jones, the senior, 6-footer, 170 pounds, just pops off his fingers. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11, 53 seconds left here in the half.
Well, you see that a couple times in the middle of the field with trips. You know, it's been wide open, and their linebackers have to do a better job of redirecting those receivers.
So now we have an empty backfield for Robinson. And he's going to look down the field. Oh, it's going to be intercepted this time by number 14 for the Archers. He's going down on that left-hand side. And he is going to be taken out of bounds with 41 seconds. So Kayshawn Bass, the leading tackler for the Archers, picks that pass off, and the Archers still have an opportunity to tack on to their 21-0 lead.
Yes. Again, with 41 seconds, I mean, that's tough turnover for Northside, but with 41 seconds to go in the half, Southside can get a big strike here.
If I'm correct, that's the 3rd pass interception by the Archers.
And I think South has all their timeouts.
I believe they do. So now with the ball at the 32.
And we're going trips over here to the boundary, so it's going to see how it's going to be tough to see how Northside defends that. You might get a big backside post right here. We got a screen.
Everett Merritt,
Merritt
doesn't want to go down.
Good job.
Stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to tick. But actually it stops because of the first down.
First down. As soon as they set it, I think this clock is good.
I think that's the thing that sometimes as a broadcaster I get a little confused whether I'm watching Saturday football or Sunday football or Friday night. So the clock starts again. We have 25 seconds left. The ball is down at about the 20-yard line. Stevens, the officials are going to.
Illegal procedure penalty on Southside here. But with 20 seconds, you would have thought maybe Southside would have used a timeout to stop the clock with maybe about 30 seconds. Now they're down to 20. And then we get a penalty that takes them back 5 yards. So it gives them 1st and 15 now.
So Stevenson comes over here to the near side. You know, during this timeout, I'll tell you that Jeff Mahoney, who owns Summit City Sports, he was actually playing in that first game.
Yes, he was.
He was a linebacker for the Bishop DeWinger Saints, and he remembers exactly what you talked about earlier.
Well, you had Adrian Reese. Adrian Reese went on to play at Ball State. You had some guys on that team that were good players, Dewan Spearman, and you had Walter Reese, and you had Andre Rogers, and I tell you what, we were 21-0 at half, and Coach Pruitt was the head coach at the time, and he wanted to talk to him at halftime. I said, no, let me talk to him. And we had a little come to Jesus meeting, and those guys went out, and I think we scored 40-something points in the second half.
First game, inaugural game here for your principal then and mine, Jack Weichert.
It was an exciting game, and Adrian Reese, I think, ran for like 3 touchdowns and threw for about 3 touchdowns. So, man, it was a great game.
We were working on some things here for Summit City Sports. the official is going to ask that they put 20 seconds, I believe, on the clock. And I think that that football game was still haunting Jeff Mahoney, owner of Summit City Sports.
Jeff has to understand that, and I'll give you a little secret. I told him that if we lose this game, I'm going to turn the lights on and we're going to be practicing until it gets –
Stevenson, he's running. He's getting chased down, but he's still directed traffic wide open. And by number –
it was Rowan Akers.
13.
Rowan Akers, that right in his hand.
Could have been more open than that. And yet it pounced off maybe his shoulder pad or something in his chest. So there's 13 seconds, 2nd and 15.
Well, hopefully they get their field goal team ready. You know, maybe they can try just in case if they don't get it down here. But
they're 0-4 in the field goal department this year, but I tell you what, Pedroza has the leg.
He has the leg.
And he didn't miss those. They were all long field goals as we have another timeout.
I think he tried a 42-yard field goal, and they had a 35-yard field goal, and so they weren't easy ones.
No, that was a big. That was one of those games that Southside just knew that they had to have points. And they came up short in those, and yet they gave it their best shot, and he can definitely put his leg into it.
Yes.
So, Coach, if you're at the coach for Northside, or if you have the ear of Mike Brevard, who played for you at St. Francis, what do you tell your legends?
You know, again, they don't need to get discouraged because they've actually, if you eliminate the turnovers and the penalties, you know, Northside's in the game.
Yep.
They just have to go out here in the next half and really get disciplined and not turn the ball over and not make some of the mistakes that they're making, these, you know, illegal procedure penalties.
So 2nd down, Stevenson drops back, steps forward. He's going to be taken down. He's going to fumble it. And I don't know if you see the back end of that play, but Marquel Harris is down, breathing in pain in the backfield.
I think somebody fell on his leg.
And just like that, the Archers, this is a big moment for them with their leading running back down in significant pain.
Oh, he got rolled up on from behind on that play by Dakota Ott.
You just hate to see that. He's such a good quality young man. And
he rolled up on his knee. I saw his knee kind of buckled a little bit. Man, I'm hoping that he gets up and he's okay.
That is the 3rd fumble by the Archers.
And, you know, in a game like this, you really don't want to see your number 1 running back get hurt with 0 seconds on the clock, you know, for the half.
And yet both teams showing such great respect.
Yes.
Each taking the knee. The Northside coach is now suggesting that his players go in to the locker room.
You know, Marquel had a hyperextension of his knee maybe a couple weeks ago, and he bounced back. You know, I'm hoping this young man gets up and he's able to move, and he'll be all right.
Well, Coach, is obviously our hearts and our thoughts are with Marquel down in the field. If you're Coach Norfleet, what do you tell your Archers? You're up 21-0 here at the half. What do you tell them?
Well, you know, what you tell them is, you know, be excited, but just still keep playing the game and play it hard. You know, don't get out here and start, you know, celebrating. You're still in the game. So, and then, you know, you want to work on things that's going to help you get better with some of the games that are coming up also.
And you certainly don't want to have any stupid penalties.
No. You know, a penalty or an injury in a game like this, you know, is costly. And, again, you want to work on things that's going to help you get better for the, you know, each week you got to build on it.
You know, I have to admire that some of the Northside coaches are right there, not too far from where Marquel is now standing up. And he's going to be helped off the field. That's not maybe as good as we would like. but to see the Northside coaches coming over just to check on the Archer player, that really talks about the character.
Yes, that shows some great sportsmanship. That shows great character, especially for the Northside coaches. You know, because Marquelin's a special young man, and for the Northside coaches to come over and check on him, man, you really like to see stuff like that.
Well, again, we're here at halftime. Looks like the Southside Archer marching green machine is going to take the field for a halftime performance.
Yes.
And we're going to direct your attention to that performance. And we'll take a brief break up here, and we'll come back to you here on SummitCitySports.com for the second half action, with the Southside Archers leading over the Northside Redskins here on Totem Pole night here at Southside's Jack Weichert Stadium. So now, turn your attention, ladies and gentlemen, to the Southside marching green machine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Summit City Sports coverage of the Totem Pole game here at Southside's Jack Weichert Stadium. My name is Michael Mortensen. I'm here along with Coach Eddie Nolan from St. Francis, and we're about ready to start the second half. Coach, how is Marquel Harris doing? I know that he was injured in the first half, went off. What's the latest?
Well, right now, when I went in and checked on him, he was they taped his ankle up, and they're trying to see if he can run on it right now. But it was more of his ankle than his knee or anything else. It got rolled up on right there toward the end of the quarter.
So that's good news for the Archers.
Yes. And he didn't have any swelling in his ankle. That was great.
Good, good. Northside, they won the toss. They elected to defer, and so Pedroza is going to kick it off for the Archers. Back deep, I believe, will be Lockett for the the Legends. And Lockett's going to bring that up from the 10, and he's going to be out to the midway point, and now is at the 35, and going to be taken down almost at the 20. Wow, what a way to start for the Legends.
Well, when you see Jalen, you saw his speed. He can make a play and, that fast. And he took off.
Yes, he did. So now trying to get myself back into broadcaster mode starting this second half. Concerned about Marquel, and just like that, the Legends have great field position. He took that ball from the 10-yard line all the way down to about the 22 or 21, 1st and 10. Northside has Robinson as their quarterback, and quick handoff, taken down quickly behind the line of scrimmage for the Archers.
That Taj Alford. Great play by the middle linebacker. We were filling that hole.
We were just talking earlier in the game that this is the time that it really becomes difficult with the Southside Archers gray on gray, the numbers with just a slight bit of green. It's tough to see the numbers sometimes, folks that are at home. Now a quick run out to the right-hand side. Wow. Number 22, Kenneth Ware, he almost broke it.
He almost broke it. That
for
was
the
a great
bank.
tackle. That was a saving tackle by Gerald Little on that play.
Gerald Little's already had an interception earlier in the game. So that would have been a quick score that you talked about before halftime. Northside, don't give up. You played hard. Keep going.
Keep playing hard. And this half is so important. This quarter is important. And this drive is definitely important, but they're doing a good job of getting that ball upfield, so see what happens here.
If they score here, this is exactly what Northside did to Wayne. Came back. Oh, nice tackle taken down from behind.
With the running back that close to the quarterback, they're not able to get a good, good fake or a good mesh. And by the time he gets there, Southside is flowing real tough on that defense.
So now it's 4th and 6. Ball at the 18-yard line. And the Legends are going to go for it. Williams, the leading runner, he's behind his quarterback, and it looks like they're going to draw the Archers off sides.
Again, that's that discipline we kind of talked about a little bit. The nose tackles right over the football. There's no reason to jump. It also gives them a 4th and 1 now.
Yep. So here we go again with 9:56 in the third quarter. Williams, deep man in the pistol formation. Robinson, quick handoff, goes just off to the right.
That time they brought that halfback back inside to trap a little bit and try to get him upfield. Southside was flowing, but they got a first down. Again, this drive is important for Northside.
That game that I was talking about earlier, when Northside came back from behind, I think they were down 21-0 or 27-0 against Wayne, and they had a big third quarter and came within 8 points of Wayne before Wayne scored with 1:37 left in that game. I'm sure that game is in the back of their mind right now.
Yes.
They want this totem pole too. Pass complete
touchdown.
And touchdown for the Northside Legends.
That was a good job. Again, that, you know, we talked about that earlier. The middle of the field for Southside was open on that play. Quarterback did a good job of running a nice little fake, which is the RPO, and getting it into that receiver.
So just like that, with just 9:16, so just a matter, not even 3 minutes went off the clock. Northside drives.
You know, we're lucky the clock's not moving, but, you know, guys got to pay attention on the sideline. Can't have guys running on the field late and have just 10 men in the field on the field.
Perrin Hansen, the kicker, senior, 6'3" kicker. It's blocked right up the middle. One of the Archers got their big paw in there and put that left hand up, and just like that, blocked, and so the score is now 21-6. So kind of takes some of that momentum away.
Yeah. He had a low kick on that one.
Coach, did you by chance see? I didn't see who the receiver was for Northside on that touchdown.
You know, it's the number 2 receiver, and it looked like I want to say Jones.
Well, if it was number 2, that would have been Ethan Williams. But we'll have to look at the replay there to see who might have brought that ball in. Now it's 21-6.
Yeah, that was a diving catch inside there.
Yep.
With a lot of traffic, and the receiver did a great job of catching it and putting it away for a touchdown.
Northside's gambled a lot tonight. Any chance they would do an onside kick at this point?
I don't see it, but you know, they've gambled on 4th down also. So
one of the good signs for the Archers is Marquel Harris
back in. He's got a little slight limp, but
he's out there kind of jumping around and testing it right now. So Hansen's going to kick it off. And Marquel Harrison, he touches it, but then it goes off to the fellow running back there.
Omar Jackson.
Oh, and there's going to be a little extracurricular activity in there by Northside, it appears, and the flag comes out. So we'll see who that's going to be called on.
You know, when you see something like that, you got guys that are going after the football. Again, their emotions get high, and they got to be disciplined.
In this case, it's going to be a face mask penalty called. At least that's what Bud Hamilton here, the public address announcer, says. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 with 9:06 here in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near side. Quick handoff. Well, no, it's a pass, or it's a fake, and Nickell Stevenson's going to keep that ball, get out to about the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 5.
Again, you know, he's getting the stuff, you know, outside a little bit, but it's tough running on inside with Northside.
Got that big number 72, Dakota Alt. That guard, he's a senior, defensive tackle, he's a senior, 6'3", 250 pounds. Handoff this time to Olds, and he's going to get a 1st down, looking for a block. Finally going to be taken down around the 45-yard line, so great pickup.
Looked like we may have gotten a hold on that play also, or a legal push in the back.
There is a flag, as you say. In the first half, the leading rusher for the Archers was Marquel Harrison, number 1. He had 7 runs for 64 yards. For Northside, their leading rusher was number 22, Kenneth Ware. He had 7 rushes for 38 yards. In the passing department, Northside was 2 for 10 for only a total of 8 yards. And Southside's Marquel Stevenson was 3 out of 11, but he had 92 yards.
You know, last week, Marquel had 255 yards in the first half. So it shows you how fast the Southside can put points up. But I see a penalty here.
I've been a little bit confused because
the ball is up here and the sticks are back in the back. So there's a mistake here somewhere.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a holding penalty or illegal push, which should have took it back.
Yeah, and it looks like they gave them yards versus.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why the coach from Northside's out on the field questioning.
Yes, but the sticks were never moved. They still haven't moved them.
And that's a veteran chain gang over there, led by Joe Dici, one of the Archers teachers in the math department. Now, big. Alt just manhandles Olds, throws him down to the ground.
You know, you see Dakota, not only is he a good football player and he's tough running against him inside, but he's also a good wrestler. You know, I saw him wrestling Coach Bavard this summer after one of our camps, and, you know.
I won't ask who won, but that would have been an interesting.
That would have been an interesting one.
Well, he loses 4 on the play. Second down at 15. Stevenson looking quick, slant right in the middle. Picked up by number 3, I believe, Amarian Green.
Amarian Green. You know, Amarian had a injury a few weeks ago, so he's just now starting to get back in the groove with the offense. And I tell you what, he's got some weapons when you got Demarie Perkins, you know, Everett Merritt, you have Omar Jackson, then you have Amarian Green. He's got some weapons back there.
Well, that was the reason why the pig from the News Sentinel said that the Archers would win by 5 this week because of the weapons. Oh, my goodness. It looked like Olds screened out his quarterback, didn't see him, and boy, he was taken down in a hurry.
Took some shots, and then we had Omar Jackson quarterbacking, so I don't know why Marquel was not in at the time, but you know, I think, again, Southside is kind of playing them both.
Yeah. But it's clear that Marquel Stevenson is the quarterback of the future for the Archers. He's only a junior and has averaged over 200 yards per game in the last 3 weeks.
And if you're Southside right now, you're happy to see Marquelin back in the lineup.
Oh, definitely. So 3 receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near side, right in front of us, here atop Jack Weichert Stadium. And that pass was received by number 84, DeMarquay Perkins. You just mentioned his name. He's a 6'3" senior, 165 pounds.
Well, you got Everett Merritt, you have Marquel Stevenson, you have Demarie Perkins. They're on the basketball team.
Yeah. So it's 3rd down and 11, but a nice pickup. Quick slant there on the left-hand side. So now you have an empty backfield for Marquel Stevenson. He's looking left. Now looking, he's not looking anywhere but white jerseys, but he gets away, gets it to DeMarquay Perkins. And DeMarquay, he backed up, but then he went forward. I thought he was going to get taken down.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, he did. Again, he showed his point guard skills right there.
Yeah.
He slipped away from a bunch of tacklers. Northside had him back here dead to right, and he directed him upfield a little bit for a nice little touch pass.
And then when DeMarquay caught it, he almost had that first down, but then he went backwards. And
well, Marquel, he kept the ball alive.
Yep.
And he's constantly kind of looking upfield most of the time to try to get the ball to his receivers. That was a good job by him.
So 1st and 10 now with 5:17 left. Stevenson looking deep. He's going to throw with all he's got. He's going to throw just out of the outstretched hands of the north side defender, Jalen Lockett, I believe.
Well, he threw that to the outside, and he had a receiver running right up, almost up the hash, wide open.
But for Marquel, he's fortunate that he didn't give up his third pass interception, or throw his third pass interception of the game. So you've got Jackson on the far side along with Everett Merritt. Hands off to Marquel Harrison off to the right-hand side. Gets some blocks.
Yeah, great block on the outside. We may have gotten a hold call. Had to be a hold from the inside guy because the outside receiver did a great job of blocking out there on the perimeter.
You know, I noticed that with Marquel, it doesn't seem like he takes the long strides, but he takes those short, quick strides so he can keep his legs moving.
Yes. His legs are so strong that his feet always are moving, and he shows you his power. You know, I've seen him do it last week and tonight with a straight arm. His push got tacklers off of it. It's just unfortunate he had 2 runs where he's got penalties that he has to come back.
So here we have a hold, and so it's going to be second down after he picked up a first down, but it's going to be 2nd and 7. The ball is placed at the 32. Clock is ticking away. 4:49 left here in the third quarter. Archers up 21-6 over their arch rivals, the Northside Legends. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Harrison in the backfield. Play action pass coming as Nickell Stephenson. His leg got twisted back. I hope that he can get up, and it's going to be another fumble, and Stevenson is down. Stevenson, he gets up, but that leg got bent back.
Got bent back. That was, tell you what, that's a scary play for your coach with your quarterback running like that. He's a sitting duck.
He's going to get off to the side and the Archers can breathe a sigh of relief, not only for football but also for basketball. J.J. Foster coming in as the new Southside basketball coach. Quick handoff to the running back. Gets stood up right at the line.
Isaac Johnson in that play.
That might have been Johnson, or that might have been Bass.
That's Keyshawn Bass.
Just as Kenneth Ware was starting to get a little momentum, Mr. Bass greeted him with a hug and drove him back.
You know, you have to like Keyshawn. He had a concussion and missed last week's game, and he's a hard hitter and he's a hustler, and he made a great play in the hole. 2nd down and 6.
Now quick handoff again to Ware, and he gets thrown down this time by number, is that 20? I don't think that's 20.
That's
52.
Taj Alford.
Taj Alford. He also played on the Southside basketball team on the JV squad.
He's also on the track team. He's a shot put discus young man.
A lot of these athletes in schools like Northside and Southside have to play multiple sports.
Yes, and it's a great thing. You know, the guys, you know, if you're a football player, you like to run track. You see Dakota Alt is a great wrestler. So, you know, those other sports like wrestling and track, they help those athletes out.
Sounds like a good track coach talking.
Yes. You like to get more guys out for track.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Southside's football team, and you have your 4x1 relay that went to the state finals, you know, playing football. That's just an added addition for the football program.
Sure is. Well, with that tackle, it brings up 4th and 9 for the Legends, 2:38. And Jones, the punter, he's going to punt it away. Winborn is down deep. And nice angling kick here to the sidelines. Marquel Harrison.
You know, Marquel was on the move. You want to set your feet. And, you know, he actually was probably up a little further than than he wanted to be, and it's a good punt.
It was. I understand that Jones, he's a senior, and his primary position, I think, has been quarterback. And yet with the change of the coaching staff, it seems like they want to go with some younger blood in that position, to build on. So the Archers are going to take over now. 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. They're up 21-6 with 2:19 left here in the third quarter, and you're watching SAC football on SummitCitySports.com. Marquel Harris comes to the near side.
Well, make sure this receiver has to get out there and block for Marquel. Can't stand around and look, because his man came off and made the tackle.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3, ball at the 27.
And that was a good tackle by Jalen Lockett.
So Stevenson, after getting the play, comes out to his huddle. They break and have 2 receivers to the near side, and Everett Merritt, their leading receiver, been limited somewhat tonight. Marquel Harrison right up the middle again, tries to juke, and it's going to get the first down. Ball looks like it's going to be placed at the 34-yard line.
It looks like Marquel, they're going to run him a little bit more in this half, so they can start milking this clock a little bit also.
Clock is already down to 1:28. And once again, I want to thank Parkview Sports Medicine for their sponsorship of tonight's broadcast, brought to you live on SummitCitySports.com. Hand off once again to Marquel Harrison, I believe, just like you said, trying to milk that clock.
Yeah. Again, north side is tough. It's tough running on north side with Dakota, and yeah, number 48. Is it Arvante?
Yeah, Taylor, yeah. So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10, ball at 34.
You have Lawrence Davis has been playing real well inside.
Armand Green comes off the field. So you have 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. And this play action pass right up the middle, and DeMarque Perkins could go all the way. Touchdown!
Well, we don't have any laundry on the field. There wasn't any holding penalties. And tell you what, that middle of the field has been open all night. And Michael found a receiver getting up that hash, and it's a great pitch and catch, basically.
Well, you're right about the dirty laundry on the field. There's been 2 plays like that similarly earlier in the game where those things were brought back.
And he split the defenders on that pass. That was a great pass.
He has great height and hands, and just took that in, and then his speed took him all the way to the end zone for another 6 points. So now it's 26-6.
That pass, he led that at the receiver and kept him in stride.
Look at this, Coach. J.C. Jones, the point guard for the Lady Archers, left-footed kicker.
Okay, J.C.
If her coaches, Juanita Goodwell and David, are watching, perhaps they're holding their breath as J.C. Jones about ready to try an extra point. The officials
unsportsmanlike
are saying unsportsmanlike unsportsmanlike.
What's the penalty?
The official is going to come over and explain. Would that be in the neighborhood of a taunting, or?
It could be. I mean, the receiver gave the ball back to the official, so I'm trying to figure out where that ball came from.
It almost as if that, and I didn't even see a flag, but it's almost as if it was when the Archers ran onto the field.
Yes.
But again, little history here. I don't know that the Archers have ever had a place kicker That's a girl. And
no, this is the first.
So this is history here at Jack Weichert Stadium for the Archers. Good for JC.
Now this is the second time I've seen flags and the ball being placed and nobody going backwards.
And just before JC can kick, there's another penalty. This time it's called probably, I think it was offsides for the Legends. So this opportunity for history to take place is been delayed twice for penalties.
They called offsides on south side?
Well, the FAR official, he actually said offsides, but he pointed to north side. So the 5 yards that they lost, they're going to get back, and here again.
And I'm wondering on the last penalty, are they going to assess that on the kickoff?
Oh, could be. Well, the Archers on the sidelines, they're all jumping, and the crowd is yelling, JC, JC, JC. JC is a sophomore.
Great young lady, great young point guard, left-handed. And, man, this is history.
Oh, I don't think they got – and I think they're going to call roughing the kicker.
Yes, we have a running into the kicker penalty here. So I think they get to kick again.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Again, I hope Juanita's not watching because that play right there could have scared her.
Yes. And yet here it looked like the snap was a little high.
I'm seeing Goodwill.
There is a Northside Legend down, and they're going to call a penalty on the Legends for roughing the kicker.
Well, a young man got hurt. I think they collided in each other, but I'm watching Coach Goodwill right now, and Dave Goodwill, and I think he's making sure that his point guard doesn't get hurt out here.
Yeah. Just so happens that David Goodwill that Juanita, the head coach, is married to my brother-in-law's brother. Okay. So we'll be hearing about this maybe at Thanksgiving.
Well, he's cringing right now, so let's see what happens. I hope the young man from Northside is okay.
Yeah.
And I think he collided with one of his other teammates.
Well, while that player is down, we're going to go to a commercial timeout, pay some of our bills. Once again, we want to thank Parkview Sports Medicine for their sponsorship of tonight's contest.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
And fans, we're back here at Southside High School waiting to see if history will be made. J.C. Jones, point guard for the Lady Archers, in for the extra point.
Offsides again.
And there is offsides. The ball is fumbled. And J.C., she's such a competitor. She tried to tackle one of the Redskins, one of the Legends.
Yeah, the problem with that was offsides on the north side, and they didn't call it. That was an offsides on north side, and they didn't call it.
Yeah, so wow, how many times was that ball snapped for that play? And you're right, north side appeared to jump offsides, but they didn't call it. So now with 26 seconds left, history will still have to wait.
And that was on the injury time out there, number 23, Brandon Williams, senior, was able to walk off the field on his own.
So that was good news.
That was good news.
So here are the Archers, who are now up 27-6 with 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. They're going to kick it off. Lockett is back deep for the Redskins.
Well, if I'm Southside, I want to kick it away from him. You know, with 26 seconds, I don't want to get a return here.
Yep.
Yeah, they did assess the penalty on the kickoff.
You know, the last play took so long.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the penalty was, but it was obviously 15
it was
yards.
15-yard penalty. And you know, I've seen two penalties that were called that you didn't see anything thrown out on the field as far as laundry.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to why it would be 15 yards against the Archers when it looked like it was roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker, and we had two offsides by Northside.
Oh, wow. Well, these IHS officials, they work hard, and we don't want to give them too much grief.
Well, I was hoping that they didn't do this, but
they kicked it right to Lockett, just like you suggested they not.
But they get the ball at the midfield now with 18 seconds to go. So I think what Northside will probably do is maybe run the ball and then try to get the ball to the fourth quarter and then try to start their offense up there.
It's going to be tough for the Legends, who in the first half only had 8 yards of total passing, to try to come back. But weirder things have happened.
Yes. Well, you know, if you can eliminate some of the penalties and turnovers tonight, this is a really good football game.
It's just fun just to see the crowd into it on both sides.
Yeah. You know, and it's good that, you know, and we don't have that many fans on the north side. We have some on the south side, but, you know, you still got to keep supporting these young men.
That's right. Pass is completed for a short gain to number 2, Ethan Williams. Might have picked up 2 yards, 3 yards on the play, and that's going to probably end the third quarter, and it does. Time clicks off, and so we're going to go to the fourth quarter with the Southside Archers up 27 to 6. We're going to go to a timeout now, and again thank one of our sponsors, our lead sponsor in Parkview Sports Medicine, who we appreciate so much for their coverage of SAC football here at Southside High School.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Tackle was by Thomas Davis, and Thomas flew up and made a nice tackle on that play.
Oh, and there's a fumble on the play, but the officials are going to rule him down. There is a player down for the Legends, number 57. That's Brandon Schultz, a senior.
Well, he was down on contact. The ball popped out as soon as he hit the ground. Again, Isaac Johnson and Brandon Eldridge have done an excellent job getting up to the quarterback and the running back.
Now the coaching staff for Northside comes out onto the field, and they have their players go back to the sideline. You know, Coach, there was an amazing player that played here in Fort Wayne and now plays for the Dallas Cowboys, Jalen Smith, and we're going to hear from him now.
With active science, just the overall objective of having better physical activity along with gaining knowledge and wisdom. It aligns with everything I stand for, with clear-eye view and having a determined belief, earned dreams and a focused vision.
So I got Grace the Magnificent here with me. So we're gonna go through a little activity. What I want you to do is try to get past me, NFL linebacker. You get past me, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. But if I tag you, then you do 10 jumping jacks, and then we'll flip it around and see if I can get past you, all right?
All right.
All right. Blue 42. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. 2. Count it out.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Here we are back at Southside's Jack Weichert Stadium. Still a legend that is down on the field. We have this injury timeout, and good for him. He's standing up. I'm here with Coach Eddie Nolan. Coach, you were just talking. We just saw Jalen Smith there, and Parkview Sports Medicine just talked about some of the players that have gone from here, like Rod Woodson.
Yeah, Rod Woodson kind of set the tone.
And since then, there's been several players that play in the NFL.
Well, been fortunate to work Rod Woodson's camp. He had that camp for over 12 years, I think, maybe 14 years. And you think about the young men like Bernard Pollard, Lamar Smith. You got Jalen Smith, Jason Baker, Jason Fabini. And I don't want to miss anybody, but you have a lot of young men that have gone to the NFL professionally from Fort Wayne, and it shows the talent level that we have here.
Really speaks well of the SAC.
Yes.
Now Robinson tucks it in, goes over the middle. He's going to be taken down by Isaac Johnson, I believe. Isaac Johnson, if I have it right. Or actually, that was Taj Alford, I believe.
Yeah, Taj Alford on that play. Isaac had him. He slipped through his hands. And you have Rod Smith, Jalen Smith. I mean, guys, a countless number of young men that have gone on to play in the NFL. And you got, Roosevelt Barnes that kind of started it. And
yep.
Man, this.
Who I said earlier in the game was the coach of the Archers.
Yes, yes.
Play action. And, Brandon Eldridge had him dialed in.
Oh, he
caught it. Oh, my goodness. Number 4. He catches it and gets the touchdown for the Northside Legends, R.G. Armstrong.
That ball stayed up in the air for an hour.
Yes, it did. And the Archer defender, he batted it away.
He tried to bat it and hit him in the arm, everything. Did everything he could to get that ball out. This is just a good play by the young man from Northside to catch that. But now you got a 27-12 game. Now, if I'm Northside, do you think about going for 2?
Oh, another flag.
That either is unsportsmanlike also, because they're walking a young man off the field.
And once again, that's what you've been talking about all night. These young men just have to learn to keep control of their emotions if that truly is what happened.
I hope he doesn't get ejected. I don't know what happened, but unsportsmanlike. Looks like it was offsetting.
And the young man comes over to explain to his coach what happened. What do you do when a player comes over and said, this is what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to listen. And tomorrow, I mean, probably run a mile or extra 40s.
I don't know what it is about this end of the field, Coach, but
I've seen more flags at this end of the field.
Now Northside's going to go for 2. And play action pass. He dumps it into the back of the end zone. 2-point conversion to number 6, Antrell Franklin.
At some point, I felt, like I said, with 27-12, it'd been a great time for going for 2 points, and they were successful. But you're seeing some momentum change here, and you're seeing the Northside kids picking it up. They haven't given up, and that's as a coach, you know, even if you're 0-6 or if you're 6-0, you want your kids to keep playing.
Well, with 10:49 left, we'll see how competitive this game gets. The Legends are within 2 scores.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you won't see an onside kick here.
And why do you feel that at this point? Just because there's so much time?
Because of the momentum change.
Yeah.
And the time that we have. I mean, hopefully he kicks it deep, because if Southside gets a big return here, then, you know, it takes some of the air out. But right now with the momentum switch here, you know, I think Southside is getting their hands team up. They moved everybody up a little closer.
Well, look at this. That penalty has been assessed on the kickoff.
So again, field position is something that's important. Hopefully Southside, if he kicks out of the end zone, that's good for Southside. If he gets a squib kick, because he's got his hands team in.
It'll be interesting to see what develops here as Hansen.
But he's too far back for onside, so he should kick it deep.
And he does, and I think that ball is going to go down to the 1, but it's going to be ruled a touchback. And so with 10:49 left, the ball is going to come out where the Archers will take over 1st and 10. Ball is going to be placed at the 20-yard line.
Again, Northside is, you know, we have some momentum change here. So you're going to look for Northside's defensive front line now to pin their ears back and try to put some pressure on Southside.
And Southside has demonstrated it's been difficult to run up the middle.
Yes, yeah.
So, and they've already had some fumbles and some pass interceptions. So this game is still not decided. Marquel Harrison starts right, goes left, gets pushed down.
Again, it's tough running. They are really doing a good job up in the middle. Northside is.
2nd down and 8. Ball placed at the 22. As a coach, I'm sure you don't want your players to get ahead of themselves, especially when they're 0-6 and think, oh, we've got this.
Right. That's the big part. They got to stay the course. You know, they got to run the offense, and they can't stop playing. Quick option here. He's got numbers.
Marquel Harrison come down the side. Nice big hit by Taylor from Northside to drive Marquel Harrison out of bounds, but not before he picks up a real big 1st down.
If you notice, their yards are coming out here on the perimeter. He had the numbers, and again, you get Marquel out here in the open field, and he can do some damage to any team.
Ball's placed at the 40-yard line. Clock still ticking down. 9:54 left here in the 4th quarter. 13 seconds on the play clock.
That was a great play call, too, with the option. And these guys did a great job of stalk on the outside.
3 receivers here to the near side, but Stevenson's looking to the left, and he just overthrows.
Yeah, Marquel Perkins on a smaller corner.
Yeah, I was going to say he was much taller than the 2 corners, but he overthrew him.
Young man did a good job of staying on top, though.
So 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 40. 9:32 with the clock stopped.
That was a good job by Aaron Jackson.
Appreciate you calling out those defensive star players as well. Give them a little due. Nice quick slant right up the middle. And this is Everett Merritt tries to stiff arm. He's going to pick up a 1st down before he's taken down by number 5, Javon Taylor. And there was another tackler on that play as well, but not before Everett Merritt, the leading receiver for the Archers, picks up another 1st down. 27-14, Archers in the lead, 9:24, quick snap, right over the middle, wide open, oh!
That's where you just tell the receiver, just keep running if you're a coach.
Just go into the school, don't come back.
Don't come back. Because if he catches that, he's still running past Southgate, and he's that wide open.
He might have been able to go out to Wayne and check on the game out there.
He could have. But when you drop it, you tell him just keep right on going out to Wayne. He's got to make those plays.
Yeah.
That was a great throw. It's like playing pitch and catch. You got to catch that ball.
Yep. Stevenson in the gun. He's looking deep. Throws it. And just misses the intended receiver, number 11, Omar Jackson.
Omar is again, Omar's brother, C.J. Jackson, played at Northside.
Huh.
And C.J. was a heck of a quarterback for Northside.
From what I understand about Omar Jackson, he could be one of the best athletes on the Southside Archers.
He is a good athlete. He works hard in the classroom also.
3rd and 10, 9-13. Found it interesting. They went to that play-action pass on multiple occasions. Now they're going to hand it off, but Markelin's going to be taken down in the backfield.
Tell you what, that was a good blitz by number 42 from Northside.
You called his number several times tonight.
And he came through, Quincy Moore came through untouched.
So it's 4th down and 16. Coach, why wouldn't the Archers have run maybe 2 or 3 more times, or is that just conventional wisdom? So you try to do something different?
Try to do something different.
So Pedrosa is going to be back.
They had that touchdown right there, and they have to settle for a punt. If he catches it, we're 34-14.
Oh, almost a block, and this time the ball is going to be down by the Archers. Looks like the ball is going to be at the 11-yard line.
Northside has missed a couple of those punt blocks. I mean, just barely missed.
Yeah. They always say that baseball is a game of inches, but my word, those block punts have been really, really close.
Yes, and Javier's done a good job of getting the ball out. But again, you look at the field position now, it's 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. And we have, 8 minutes and 18 seconds to go. So you would like to see, Northside would like to see a good drive here. And then Southside, we had another penalty again.
Looks like it's this time is against the Archers.
I'm seeing penalties, but I don't see the yellow flags hit the ground.
I don't know what happened to the flags, because I don't even see them pick them up. All I know is the ball got moved up.
Yeah. It may have been touched, too, prior to where the ball was down.
I do believe there was an Archer that might have touched it this time. Oh, and Brandon Eldridge.
Brandon Eldridge.
Second sack. Didn't he tell you before this?
Yeah, he told me.
We haven't mentioned Brandon Eldridge for a while, but he's been one of the defensive stars for the Archers. He was leading the Archers with 2 sacks on the season, and he picks up 2 tonight.
He has 2 sacks, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Great game.
I think I might have to submit his name in for one of the players of the week.
Yes. If I'm a defensive coach, I'm giving him the game ball.
Yep. So Alex Holiday Robinson just gets out of the grasp there, but not this last tackle. Is that
Isaac Johnson?
Isaac Johnson, wow.
You got either Brandon Eldridge or Isaac Johnson. Isaac has 2 sacks, I think, on the night.
Yep.
High motor. Both those guys have a high motor. They do not give up. They keep running.
7-11 left in this game, and the Legends are backed up to their 7-yard line, 8-yard line, 3rd and 21. See what Coach Brevard will do. tries to draw the Archers off sides. It's third down. The chain gang just changed that. Now the Northside Legends are going to call a timeout. So what do you think Coach Brevard's saying to his players right now on the sidelines?
Well, that was a good timeout for Northside. I mean, I don't know, what kind of conversion tool that you have for third down and 21, but what he's probably telling those guys right now is we don't need a turnover down here. We want to get some positive yards, maybe get a punt. You're going to have to defend the middle of the field, but anything you do right now at this point, you want to get the ball back.
So with 6:47 left, time is the biggest enemy right now for the Legends. They just need to get a little breathing room so that their punter is not in the end zone.
And you got the clock, kind of moving against you right now. It'd have been nice for Southside to Northside to defend, get the ball on the 40 or whatever. But down here is tough because you don't want to have a turnover down here.
And if you're the Southside coach, what are you telling your players right here?
Well, right now, if I'm Southside, I'm going after them. I want to make them. I want to force them to punt. They're going to dictate what they want them to do right now, and that is get after the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, force a fourth down and a punt, and get the ball in the middle of the field.
And look who's on that right-hand side. You got Brandon Eldridge, and on the left-hand side, Isaac Johnson. Look for number 57 and 16 and see what happens. The Archers are going to. They're not even putting anybody back because oh my goodness, second time of the game, the Legends are going for it on. Oh, another.
That's just discipline right there. I mean, he was under center, not under center, but he hadn't even started the snap count, and we got a jump there. So now it's 3rd and 26, actually.
And here I got a little ahead of myself. I thought it was 4th down. I had forgotten that it was 3rd down.
And I don't know if what happened to the running back, but he's running off the field limping.
Well, and now they've got they brought in number 15, Hayden Jones. You wonder, are they going to snap it to him? No. Quick snap. Oh, overthrown. Oh, and there's another piece of dirty laundry on the field.
Well, this time they're going to call a hold on the defensive back pass interference on that one. I don't know if he had his arm or hand in there. It didn't look like it, but
I'll give him at least 10 yards.
Yes, but that's what the official saw, and it's going to give him now 3rd and 15.
Costly penalty against the Archers.
I know they were in a 2-by-2 formation at that time. At one point, they had a tight end in the game to block Brandon Eldridge, so it worked out for Northside.
Again, valuable playing time for Alex Holiday Robinson, only a sophomore QB for the Legends. Right behind him is number 15 for the Legends, who's a senior. Oh, Brandon Eldridge almost came in there, getting broken up by number 2, Eric Winborn. That ball was kind of fluttering around. I mean, it could have ended up, in a stranger moment, could have ended up into the Legends' hands.
Well, now we got some, I think, they're going, I don't know if they're going after it or not. They got 4th and 1, but it's 4th and 10.
Yeah.
That last play right there, the middle of the field was wide open for Northside. He just picked the wrong guy to throw the ball to.
I'm sure with Eldridge and Isaac Johnson, you get happy feet back there. So Hayden Jones, he's going to throw it. Nice spiral, and it's caught.
And it's caught
by number 3.
Jalen Lockett, number 7.
Oh, number 7, yes.
And what's on that play right there is kind of a mistake because Southside didn't have anybody out there to cover it, and then when they got out there, he threw a little fade to him.
Just goes to show what a good quarterback is.
Yes.
That also is your punter.
Yes.
Are you a little bit surprised that they haven't given the opportunity to Hayden Jones to quarterback here in the second half?
Right. He's throwing a really good football here.
He's lined up as the running back. This pass is completed out to the outside, just a screenplay.
Yep, that's that RPO, that run pass option. And he has an option to either give it or get it out to the flats. That time I probably would have gave it.
R.J. Armstrong on the reception.
Because they didn't get any yards on that play.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 11. The clock is ticking. It's now 5:45 left here in the game.
Well, you know you have Hayden Jones back in the backfield. You might see a double pass or a halfback pass.
Sophomore and a senior. You got 2 receivers to the left and right. Now, big hit initially by Gerald Little, number 5 for the Archers. The north side receiver is able to get away just a little bit. That's Perrin Hansen, who's also the kicker.
And I know Coach Norfleet's telling these guys, yeah, those are big hits, but when you don't wrap, you know, that gives that runner an extra 5 yards. He probably picked up an extra 2 or 3 yards because we made good contact, but we didn't wrap.
3rd and 7. This time it's taken in again by number 4, R.J. Armstrong.
That was a good play by the corner there. That time he was able to wrap him up. Good job by the corner.
R.J. Armstrong has a touchdown on the night, but this time he's wrapped up, and that's going to be 4th down and 8. It was actually a loss of 1 on the play.
And, you know, we talked about that being an athlete. You had Omar Jackson over at the corner, and he did a good job of closing.
So here we are again, 4th and 8. Your punter is in the running back position. Nice pass over the middle. It's going to be a 1st down brought in by number 6, Montrell Franklin. So they're going to move the sticks. The clock is going to stop at 3:57 until they get those sticks placed.
You know, that time it looked like South was in a cover 2, but, you know, the receiver was able to get up in there, and that was a nice little hole shot for that receiver and quarterback. Good pitch and catch.
So now the backfield is empty. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Robinson, almost intercepted by
Taj Alford. This time he was deep. He played the middle of the field, and quarterback is telegraphing his pass a little bit, but he stared down his receiver.
I would have liked to see how far Taj would have got on that play.
Well, Taj he ran tracks. I mean, okay. You know, I'm a track coach. You know, if he doesn't run hard and score, you know, we're going to have a conversation. Yeah. We'll talk about it in school.
Because he's a bigger guy.
Yes. But he's a great young man.
He is. 2 receivers left and right. 3:37. Oh, nice reception. Touchdown.
They've run that play twice. But I tell you what, we got a game. It's 27-20. You might see Northside go for 2 again.
Wow, so with 3:30 here left in the 4th quarter, that was Franklin with the reception. And just like that, the Legends are within 7. So what a ball game.
Tell you what, Franklin, who's a sophomore, is it Antrell?
Yes.
Who's a sophomore, has made 2 great catches in that drive right there. And for them to score a touchdown and put them in the game. But, again, we're going for 2.
And why not? I mean, you're already down just by 7.
Yeah.
So 3 receivers to the right, none to the left side.
Option.
No snap. Option. Hayden Jones finds the receiver open. Good for 2 points. You see any dirty laundry on the field?
I see nothing on the field. Again, you got your quarterback in the backfield. And like I said, that was one of the trick plays that I was talking about maybe earlier. Halfback pass. Great play. But now it's a 5-point game with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
No matter who wins or loses this game, especially for the one who loses, man, that's going to be tough.
Yes, it's going to be really tough.
So 3:30. This is the setup, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3:30 left in this game. The Archers up 27-22, fourth quarter. The Legends are going to kick off. And the Archers, they have no room for penalties or turnovers. If they want to win this totem pole.
And that was a well-executed play. You know, the two receivers stalk blocked, and stalk and go. You have your quarterback, your former quarterback, starting quarterback in the backfield, and did a good job of getting the ball off. Good play.
Surely is. And now the Northside fans, the ones that are still here, they're going bananas on the other side of the field trying to encourage their players.
They're doing a good job. I'll tell you what, that was a great play. And with 3:30 to go, again, we got a heck of a game going on right now. Well-executed play.
So now Northside kicker number 12, Perrin Hansen, is going to kick it off. And nice kick. But Marquel Harris is going to take it at the 10. He's going to go right up the middle. He's going to break a couple blocks. He's coming here to the right-hand side. Will he go all the way? Oh, looks like he's going to step out.
He stepped out on the 4-yard line.
Wow.
That was that spark that they needed right there.
Boy, talk about a dagger in the heart for the Legends. And for a kid who was down on his backside at the end of the half, not sure if he could come back into this game, to take it from the 10-yard line to about the 6.
Well-executed kickoff return.
Just went right up the middle and found a couple blockers, and that's all it took. So 3.
And their kickoff return team did a great job of making some great blocks there.
He just barely got tripped up.
Yes.
So now the Archers at the 5-yard line. They call that the pistol as well?
Yes.
3 running backs. They go right up the middle.
Well,
Gerald Little.
I'm glad they gave it to Gerald that time because Marquel was still a little winded on that run.
So clock still turning. Now it's below 3 minutes, and Northside is going to call, I believe that's their second timeout.
Well, this is a good timeout for Northside because we're at 2:59 to go in the game. If Southside scores here, that makes it tougher for Northside. So they're going to do everything they can to keep them out of the end zone.
I know sometimes teams will allow somebody to get into the end zone quicker so you have more time.
You have more time to try to score offensively.
My guess is that the Archers are going to just get in that pistol formation again, where they have the 3, what I would call running backs. I'm sure they have different titles, but just go right back up the middle again. Yeah,
well, what you want to see is, Marquel, did a great job of getting them down there to the 2-yard line, and hopefully he might get the ball right here.
The officials have just put 6 more seconds on the clock, so it's now actually 3:05 left. Once again, the Archers are in the pistol formation. Quick handoff, and is he through? Touchdown!
Got a touchdown.
Gerald Little.
Yeah, we got a penalty, and you might have an ejection because he took his helmet off on the field. I don't know if there was a late hit.
Oh, and he's mad. The coaches are trying to get the young man off the field. So the question is it an ejection or is it a penalty on the Archers for taking the helmet off in celebration, or was there? Well,
you know, you want cooler heads to prevail. Gerald can't afford to get a penalty down here, but you know, you get upset, you can't take your helmet off on the field, and I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, if he wouldn't get a penalty on that one and get ejected. Hopefully he doesn't.
Again, you played this game. I'm sure it's just so tough to the officials are going to call both coaches to the center of the field. It's just so tough to keep your emotions in check, especially when it's against your arch rival, a game you've been looking forward to, and both teams are 0-6.
Yes. And they both desperately want to win this game. You know, nobody wants to be at the bottom of the cellar in the SAC.
Yeah. So now the officials down in the center of your screen explaining to both coaches what's happened.
And I think one good thing that you see tonight is both coaching staffs are trying to keep the guys under control. They're both doing a good job for the game, and they're getting the kids involved. And both coaches have done an excellent job tonight.
Again, that's kudos to Coach Norfleet and to Coach Brevard.
Yes.
So unsportsmanlike conduct against the north side, and that player's ejected.
South side, ejection.
So both north side and south side players ejected. That's the second ejection for the Legends. They had a player ejected in the first quarter. And so what does that mean, Coach, in terms of where's the ball going to be placed, and is it offsetting?
It's offsetting, and I don't think they'll assess anything on the kickoff. But I think what happens is when you're ejected from a game, you lose the next game.
Oh, yeah.
So
that really hurts.
That hurts. When, you know, Northside loses 2 players next week, Southside loses a player, you know, next week. So, you know, in games like this, you have to keep your head. You got to think about your teammates. You can't be selfish and get these kind of penalties and get ejected and, you know, hurt your team next week.
So the Archers are going to try to go for the extra point. Macias is going to place his tee down at the 10-yard line.
Well, I think they should give Jay-Z another shot.
I think so, too. I was kind of hoping. Of course, last time she was out there, it took about 4 or 5, or maybe Coach Goodwell called into the coach at Southside and said, get her off that field.
I saw him on his cell phone. He probably could have been texting him, you know.
Because there was a roughing the kicker penalty, and now the Archers are going to call a timeout.
A little confusion here. I don't know how many timeouts Southside has. I know the clock has stopped working. I'm not sure, but.
Coach Bud Hamilton, here the public announcer at Southside, says we've just set a new world record for the amount of time it's taken to get extra points.
29 minutes and what? 29 minutes and how many seconds, Coach? He said 29 minutes and 37 seconds.
His statistician's better than mine.
Yes.
With that, just have a little fun here. We want to thank Parkview Sports Medicine for all that they have done for Summit City Sports and these young athletes that are out on the field. We also want to thank Jeff Mahoney, who we talked about earlier tonight, his leadership with SummitCitySports.com. All he does for the young people, really an unsung hero in this community.
You know, Jeff has done a great thing, you know, for Fort Wayne, and he's trying to get it. He's trying to get, you know, he's done a great thing for Fort Wayne. He's getting kids exposed. people are able to see the games. You know, I got a text from Bernard Pollard that was watching the game down in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
And which is great, you know. So when you see that, and Summit City Sports is getting it out there, and, you know, you want more sponsors. I wish if people are paying attention or watching, you know, get out here and sponsor Jeff. He's done a great job, and he's working hard, and it benefits these young men.
It does. In addition to just showing these games live, he's always doing these promotional videos for these players as well to help them in their college pursuits.
Yes.
So the Archers decide to go for 2 this time. Now he's quick pass out to Mark. Oh, Armand, is that number 3? That's Armand Green.
Armand made amends for that drop pass earlier by catching that 2-point play.
And so with that, the Archers are going to go up 35-32, or excuse me, 35-22.
And in defense for Armand, you know, he's been battling injuries here for the last couple weeks. You know, he's really being gutsy right now because he's had a really bad ankle injury, and I'm happy for him that he was able to make up, you know, for that play. But it's 3:01, it's 35-22, and the game is not over. If Northside can get a drive and get a touchdown, maybe get an onside kick, they can get back in the game.
Look at Northside. They've just brought out Ladonis Williams. He's listed as a junior. He's 5'2", 140 pounds. Ooh. And then on the other side, they have another player. Coach Brevard's just given some of his players an opportunity to play, and that's great.
Yes. Again, you know, Coach Brevard, you know, just remember him as a player. You know, he was a hard worker. I still remember the injury he had when we were playing down in Lindenwood, and I think he had a fractured neck, had surgery, had to sit out a year.
Ball's taken at the 15-yard line, comes back out, and watch out. The return man goes right in the middle, bodies go flying.
Yes. But Coach Brevard had a really bad injury and was knocked out.
Wow.
For the game. Matter of fact, we had to bring him back from the hospital, and he had surgery and sat out a year.
Wow.
And helped coach. Matter of fact, for that year he sat out, and then he's doing a good job. Really proud of him.
Well, just like Coach Norfleet has had to deal with some tough seasons, you know, his time will come.
Yes. You know, you see these guys, they're working hard in the summers. You know, a lot of people don't know the things that they go through during the course of a day, and you got to commend them.
Wow, what an outstanding reception.
I tell you what, that number.
Antrell Franklin.
Antrell Franklin has made 3 catches that have been, phenomenal. You would think Southside, better get up in his face and challenge him a little bit.
He picks up a first down, so with 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
He's getting clean releases, and he's catching some really good passes.
And Franklin's only a sophomore as well, so some of these underclassmen really getting some opportunities to play. On the carry, Robinson, don't think it intended to run with that ball, but didn't really have much space to go. Loses 1.
That was a good job by number 56.
For the
Anthony
Archers.
Shepard.
Anthony Shepard.
Anthony Shepard's uncle is one of the assistant coaches at Purdue.
Oh, wow. So the pass is incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd down, 1:59. Clock is stopped. All kinds of connections here in the SAC.
Yes, it really is. And you look at from Fort Wayne alone, you look at some of the guys that are coaching at NFL. Thomas Hammock is coaching for the Baltimore Ravens. You have Dennis Springer that's coaching at Northwestern.
Robinson takes it down, then he throws it. Tries to get it out to Franklin. Franklin turned into a defensive position or player versus the offense to keep from another interception.
Good job on the corner.
So it's going to be 4th, and this is the ball game, really, in many respects.
Yes.
For the Legends. Got to give major kudos to Marquel Harris. The Archers are only up 7, and he had that big run back of 80 yards. Another great reception by number 6, Antrell Franklin.
Tell you what, there was 3 guys around Antrell when he made that catch. Gutsy play for him to come in the middle and catch that ball.
I think that young man might just have a future with the Legends. 2 receivers left and right. And watch who's in the backfield. That's
Hunter?
Hayden. Oh, interception.
Is that Bass?
I think so, and I think unless Jones stops him, he's going to go all the way. Kayshawn Bass, you're right.
Yes, good job, Kayshawn Bass.
And you got to give it up for the senior Jones, Hayden Jones.
Yes.
He put on the afterburners to try to keep the Archers from scoring.
Yes.
And as a senior, you would expect that. And yet Bass is able to get into the end zone, give the Archers a 41-22 point lead.
You know, Hayden Jones could have given up on that play.
Yep.
And it just showed his character.
Yep.
And that is he was hustling to try to make that play, because most young men in that position would have given up. Kayshawn has had an excellent game. He has 2 interceptions today, right?
I believe that's correct.
Tell you what, Kayshawn Bass is a transfer from Heritage and has been a great addition to Southside's football team.
You know what, Coach? They said that I think they're going to say that he was
out
of bounds.
Well, that was a great job by Hayden in forcing it out of bounds.
Even better. Wow. Kind of faked us out there. Now Olds right up in the middle. You know the Archers, they still want another touchdown.
Yes, they want another touchdown.
1:12 left.
But if they don't score here, I mean, it's still a good game. And you don't need to put Marquel Harrison back in the game with all the work that he's done tonight.
No, don't want to risk him. I mean, the Archers, they have 2 big games coming up next week in the Calhoun Corridor game. They face Lures. Northside, they're heading back home. I think they're taking on Northrop.
Oh.
And
it's going to be a good game. It's been some great games in the SAC.
Sure is. This time, Stevenson just takes a knee.
Right. 32 seconds to go. Good job. Southside has the game. They don't need to get anybody hurt. You know, we already lost a young man for being ejected, and you don't want to get anybody hurt.
Yep. So for the Archers, they're going to win that totem pole the 2nd year in a row. That's a big win for them. Both teams competed.
Yes.
Just great example. Once again, shout out to Hayden Jones. I mean, he kept the Archer from scoring.
Kept him from scoring a touchdown, and he could have gave up. I'm proud of both teams. Both coaches did a great job.
Well, Coach, with the clock now at 0, we can say that the Archers have won 35-22. We want to thank, again, Parkview Sports Medicine for their sponsorship of tonight's broadcast. We want to give a shout out again to SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I like what you said, Coach Nolan, about, you know, if you want to sponsor something that's going to make a difference for these young men in their life, then contact Summit City Sports. And it doesn't take a lot of money to support these young men out there as the coaches are hugging each other and supporting each other. But any closing comments you have here tonight in terms of these 2 teams, their history, and just what your thoughts are at the end of this game?
You know, one, what I'm seeing tonight is just great sportsmanship. The history of the game, I mean, these guys played well. And you have to be proud. And you get these coaches. You know, one thing that you see is you got a lot of people that when a team is 0-6 that want to tell you how to fix something or how to coach, and they've never been in that situation before. And so the big part that you're trying to see now, what you're trying to do is you make sure that these kids are playing hard and they're working hard. But you saw an example with Hunter, Jones, hustling.
Hayden Jones.
I'm sorry, Hayden Jones.
And now Hayden Jones' dad hands the Archers
the totem pole.
Wow.
Bittersweet, but when you saw Hayden Jones hustle and not give up, I saw Northside kids play to the end. They didn't give up, and Southside kids were working. So when you see that, you're just proud of both teams tonight.
Wow, and now you look down on the field and you see the new athletic director, Steve Jones, hugging his son, probably telling him how proud he is that he stopped the Archers on that play. It was also Hayden Jones that
threw the touchdown.
Through the two-point conversion.
That's
so,
right.
Wow, just so many storylines here, and well. Coach, this brings us to the end of our broadcast. I do want to wish you and the St. Francis Cougars the best wishes tomorrow at Marion.
I'm excited for our team tomorrow. I love football, and you have to love what Coach Donnelly has done with this team. And I tell you what, it's going to be a great game tomorrow.
Well, I'll wish you well because you're not playing my Taylor University
I know, right?
Trojans.
I think I saw you at one of the games. We see Taylor at the end of the season.
Yeah, all bets are off when you play by Taylor Trojans.
Yes.
I hope we don't have to announce the night before.
I know, right?
So, with that, on behalf of Summit City Sports and our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine, we thank you for joining us in this contest. We give congratulations to the Southside Archers, who now are 1-6 on the season. The Legends will go to 0-7, but some better days are ahead for them. And we thank you for joining us. Good night, everyone. Hey, thanks again, man.